Groking Relational Database Design from Chaos to Architecture, the master blueprint for modern data system, a visual guide to entities, normalized and SQL and a scalable architecture. The problem, spreadsheet chaos. Spreadsheets fail at a scale leading to data redundancy, update anomalies and catastrophic override errors. The solution, relational architecture, structured set-based engineering designed to handle millions of rows without breaking foundation, data consistency, prevent conflicting information, maintainability, intuitive structures and a snake case naming, performance optimized retrieval via indexing, security, role-based access and encryption, example, preventing the $170 million PlayStation hack, scalability growth from 1 to 1 million users seamlessly. Memorizing syntax, LLM now writes standard SQL instantly. The modern developer is no longer just a code typist. Designing structure and asking smart when the human architect job is to master the state-based thinking, the relational model, and the domain logic. The AI is the drafter. You are the architecture. AI cannot design a robust data schema if you do not understand entities, cardinality, or temporal data types. Step 1. Requirement gathering. Interview stakeholders to extract domain logic is to identify the nouns and the verbs relation in their workflow. Step 2. Design, analyze, and design translates noun into entities and attributes. Draw the ER diagram. Apply normalization filters to eliminate data anomaly. Step 3. Implementation and testing. Translate the blueprint into standard DDL, DML. Apply constraints, set up B-tree indexes for performance and lock down security roles. A data parsing transformation. A user has an account and a payment method. Subjects is noun, characteristics the account payment. The translation rules, subject entity tables, characteristics attributes columns. User singular snake case, stick to snake case and a snake case and a singular case, account ID, payment method. Avoid SQL, reserve keywords, use purchase instead of order. Super keys, any combination of a column that you need to identify a row. Candidate key, the absolute smallest combination of a column to identify a row. Primary key, the single candidate key chosen to identify the row must be unique and not no key philosophy. Natural key, inherent to the data, example email UPCT code, inherently prevents data duplication. Surrogate key 0102, artificial auto incrementing trigger, example user ID, highly inefficient row B-tree indexing but requires a unique constraint on other columns to prevent duplicate entries. Cardinality and a cow foot notation notion. Legend 0 is optional, 1 is one many, 1 to 1 user ID, user address, user ID of a foreign key street. Replace the foreign key on the optional side to avoid null values during the initial data entry. 1 to many user ID, username, review ID, user ID FK. Rating the foreign key always go on to the many side. Many to many, author, junction table and a book, author ID name, author ID as a foreign key, book ID title. Never link directly span a third junction table utilizing a composite primary key made of both parent. Third junction table utilizing a composite primary made of both parent foreign key. Diagnostic metric, entity independence. Strong entity, independent, does not rely on other table to exist, has its own unique primary key. Table purchase, PK purchase ID, weak entity dependent, lacks its own standalone primary key. User composite key that includes the foreign key of its parent. Table purchase item, primary key purchase ID plus key. Architect rule of thumb, every entity is a strong entity by default. Only designing a weak entity if it actively simplifies your database design and prevents error. Overusing composite key slow down indexing. Normalization filtration stage 1 and 2. Raw unnormalized data, first normal form. The atomic filter, form code, item A, item B, form code, item A. Rule, no multi-valued cell. Every column has one strict data type, PK exists. Action, split comma separated list into separate rows. Second normal form, the partial dependency filter, key A, PK, key B, C, filter key A. New table, rules applies only to composite key. Non-key column must depend on the entire primary key, not just a fraction of it. Action, move column dependent on only half the key into identical normalized data point. System stage 3 and 3. Normal third form, the transitive filter, form code, employee ID, form code, deployment ID, file code, department, new table, department ID, department, and non-key column cannot depend on other non-key column. Move transitive dependency to their own table to prevent updated anomalies. Voice code normal form, the anomaly fix, FIRA code, key A, B, key B, C. New table 1, key A, key B, FIRA code, key C, key B. The flaw, in 1974, Raymond Boyce realized 3NF fails if it are allowing composite kind key. A rule when every determinant must be a kind key action. If a part of a key depends on non-key, spill it out. Normalization, data purity, denormalization, query speed, absolute integrity, 0 data analysis requires expensive 3 plus table joins to read. Intentional intensity, trade purity for read performance to bypass the guardrails for rule breaking. Never denormalize for denormalization requires trigger or application to keep read data speed. Always attempt to optimize B-tree indexing, query writing, application level caching, Redis. The data type decision made string data, char, and fixed length. Example states code 24 faster read worker variable in up to 1000 characters, savage reply text unknown or massive length. Example blog post numeric data, int whole number discipline paragraph must be used to money to print float double approximate good for sensor. In 1986, the Vancouver Stock Exchange used float to find resulting in computer rounding error crash. Temporal data, calendar data only daytime, local server time, timestamp tied to UTs automatically convert across time zone into United Airlines grounded flight due to local time versus UST match. The data guardrail column A and a foreign key column level guardrail box missing data, inject fallbacks, examine current timestamp, insert distinct values, enforce business logic, age is greater than or equal to 0, enforces data integrity at the individual column level, preventing invalid data in foreign key guardrail, reference action, parent node delete, child node sales, blocks the deletion if the parent, if the child in cascade, dangerous parents deletion states of a chain reaction, deleting all connected child rows, foreign key violation, deletion blocked, set null hierarchy, orphan node, orphan safely, parent deleted and the child rows safely float with null way, manage relations between tables, defining action when reinforced data is modified or deleted. Data joins and index architecture, structural Cambrian, data merging, the math for join, inner join, table A and a table B, left join, table A and table B, right join, table A, table B, and a full outer join, table A and table B. Join computes a Cartesian product and a filter by the on clause, directly faster and safer than using a where to link table. Data searching, the index architecture, 10, 15, 5, 10, 25, 40, 2, 5, 8, 25, 30, 40, B tree index, the 85% use case, fast abstract local and mathematical storing, less than greater than equal, token word data 249, database 47, search 12, index 9, full text and inverted index matrix, tokenized string, and remove stopper for natural language searches. One way hashing, used something like B script first randomized sort into visible output stored was as string used for password, layer 1 access control, layer 2 encryption, MAC mental strict, clearance level top secret, configure military gob, symmetric reverser uses AES-256 reverser with a key used for readable data credit card, RBAC role based, the industry standard permission granted to business logic admin and list user, never store encryption in the same database the encrypted data, filling to improperly related to the PlayStation hack costing 150 million.